Alrighty, here we are at the next long translation from stage 22 of Cambridge Latin. I've already filled in part of the translation here, but I'm going to go through all of it over on this left-hand side just to explain all the grammar. So this is where we're going to learn a little bit more about Modestus, and Modestus fills a specific typecast character from Roman comedy, specifically comedies like those of Plautus and Terence. And this stock character, as he's called, is called a miles gloriosus, which means a braggart soldier. So he brags a lot about his exploits in war. He's very, very full of himself. So let's see how that manifests in this work. So Modestus et Stritio ad tabernum latronis ambulant. So Modestus and Strithio, that's the subjects, are walking, it's present tense verb, to the shop of Latro. So Modestus and Strithio are walking to Latro's shop. Strithio, quam, although he is the amicus Modesti, although he is Modestus's friend, deridet eum, laughs at him or makes fun of him. Modestus says, ubi est Strithio? Where are you, Strithio? Vocative. Ubi is an interrogative adverb. Ubio te propemistare. I order you to stand near me. Remember that ubio introduces indirect command, and that indirect command has an infinitive in it. And so te is going to be the subject of that. So I order you to stand near me. Strithio says, adsum, I'm here. Ercle, by Hercules. Quam fortunatus sum, how fortunate I am. Prope virum sum my virtutis sto. I am standing near a man of great virtue. Those are descriptive genitives. Tu enem fortior esquam mars ipse. You, so enem, for you, are fortior, braver than, quam, Mars himself, and that's an intensive pronoun. Verum dicis, you speak the truth. Olim tria milia ostium ocidi. Once I killed 3,000 enemies. Remember that it's 3,000 of the enemies. If we have a quantity, a number, it'll be described with a descriptive genitive, 3,000 of the enemy. So 3,000 enemies. Te omnes puellae amant, quod tam fortis et pulcher es. All the girls love you. So omnes puellae is the subject, amant is the verb, te is the direct object. Quod is right next to the verb, so therefore we have fairly good certainty that means because. Because es, you are, tam is an adverb which means so, pulcher et fortis, so brave and beautiful. So all the girls love you because you are so brave and beautiful. Illa vilbia erite conspicata statim amavit. So that Vilbia, having caught sight of you today, Harry is an adverb, which means today, statim immediately fell in love with you or loved you. So remember everything between the two commas here is a participial phrase, and conspicata is going to be a perfect passive participle, and it is from conspicuor, so therefore it is deponent, which means it is going to be what Cambridge Latin calls a perfect active participle. So it's not having been caught sight of, but rather having caught sight of, and that will take the direct object you. All right, so that Vilbia, having caught sight of you today, immediately loved you. Multa de te rogavit. She asked many things about you. Multa is an accusative plural. It's a neuter, which is why it ends in an A. Okay. Modestus says, quid dixit. What did she say? Dixit is a perfect tense verb, and quid is an interrogative adjective. Me avide rogavit esne Hercules. So she eagerly asked me. That's perfect tense verb, and avide is an adverb. Is he Hercules? And that's a ne is an enclitic particle that lets you know that it's a neutral question. Minime est frater eus. Minime means no. He is his brother, right? He is his brother. Eos is from id, and it's a genitive, which is possessive. He is his brother. Respondi, I responded, perfect tense verb. Tum fibulam quam puellae alia tibi dederat wilbiae tradidi. Then the brooch, and then we've got a relative clause described in that brooch, which another girl had given to you, I gave to Vilbia. So since we are talking about giving or handing over, both of these are taking indirect object dative, so will be and tibi. Dederat is a pluperfect. You can tell because that a ending, which is why I translated it as had given. And yeah, quam is introducing this relative clause, and it is the relative pronoun, which is the direct object of dederat. Alia puella is the subject. All right, so then the brooch, which another girl had given to you, I gave to Vilbia. Modestus vir benignus et nobilis inquam. So Modestus, well, actually, I should have translated the whole thing, pardon me. Modestus vir benignus et nobilis inquam tibi hanc fibulum gratis dat. So Modestus, a kind man, a kind and noble man. So this is an appositional phrase describing Modestus. I say, dot gives to you hanc fibulum gratis, this brooch freely. So let's translate that all together. So I said, Modestus, a kind and noble man, gives this brooch to you freely. Wilbia fibulam adepta mi respondit quam pulcher Modestus est. So Vilbia, having received, having accepted, having taken the brooch. So this is a perfect passive participle, which is from a deponent verb. And therefore it is going to take a direct object. So it will be translated as having taken instead of having been taken. So having taken the brooch, responded to me, how beautiful is Modestus? How handsome is Modestus? Quam liberalis, how generous. Velum cum eo colloquium habere. I would like to have a conversation with him, right? So velum is again going to be that subjunctive, would, could, should, may, or might. I would like to have a conversation with him. Modestus says, oh no, eu non molestai sunt puellae. Oh no, how surely girls are annoying. This is expecting a yes answer. So how annoying are girls? Mii difficile est puellas vitare. It is difficult for me to avoid girls. Nimis pulcher sum. I am too pretty. So nimis is an adverb right here. It means excessively or too. I am too pretty. Ecce, look. Ad tabernum latronis aduenimus. We arrived at Latro's shop. Fortasse in est Vilbia, quae te tamquam deum adorat. So perhaps Vilbia is inside, Vilbia who adores you like a god. So this whole thing, everything between the comma and the full stop is going to be a relative clause describing Vilbia, and tamquam is an adverb that's introducing comparison between him and a deum. And adorat is a quite an interesting word. It means praise or adores, but literally means turns someone's face towards. So it's sort of like is attentive towards you. And then tabernam intrat, they enter the shop. All right, fairly short passage. That's it. I'll see you in the next passage.